Oh gee, oh wow, on deck we have everybody's favorite ball of sunshine, Evan Norman, everybody! We're coming to the stage right now, good up for our second special treat of the evening, Alex Harris!
How's it going?
Yeah!
It's good to be back in Nashville. So I recently moved up to New York, and I'm back because I have a court in Williamson County for a simple possession charge. My attorney told me that I might have to take a piss test tomorrow, and he's like, but it's voluntary, and so if you don't think you can take it, like, we can just deny it. I was like, oh, I'll pass. He's like, wait, so you're gonna be able to take the test and be fine? I was like, no, I mean, I'll pass on taking the test. So I moved up to New York. They have a so I went out to an open mic shortly after getting up there. I was broke, jobless, and it was the first time I'd gone out to an open mic. And so I was sitting in my car chugging a couple tall boys. And this guy walks by my car on his phone, and I just hear him say, hang on, I'm gonna ask this guy. And in my mind, I'm like, don't look at him, don't look at him, don't look at him. And then I looked over, and he's just staring right at me. So I rolled the window down, and he's like, hey man, my car's got a flat tire, the cops say I gotta move it. I will give you 6 Vicodin for a can to fix the flat. And that was like the worst time to be completely fucking flat broke ever. I was like, dude, I don't have any money. And he just looks at me like incredulously, pulls the pill bottle out of his pocket and shakes it at me. And it's like, dude, this is a really good deal. And at first I was offended. I figured that he was assuming my taste in drugs by the fact that I had Tennessee Blades. And I was like, man, look, honestly, I am broke. I really can't do it. And after he said this was a really good deal, I mean, it was honestly the best deal I have ever gotten from somebody on the side of the road. Prior to that, the best deal I had gotten was when I lived in North Nashville, and after I pulled up to my house, finishing my cigarette off, this woman walked up to my car and was like, hey, I'll suck your dick for $5. And I mean, that's one of those things, I had to think about it for a second. It's like, that's a good deal, but a blowjob is one of those things where, I mean, you don't want to pay too much for it, but you also don't want to pay too little for it. It's going to cost so much more in the long run. So New York has been recently looking at legalizing drugs, or legalizing marijuana, I guess I should say, which isn't really a drug. Anyway, so they've been looking at legalizing marijuana, and the cops in the city that I moved to, there was an article where the newspaper had interviewed them, and they're like, you know, if marijuana is legalized, we're gonna have to retire a whole bunch of our drug dogs really early, and it's gonna cost a few $1 million. And given that in Colorado, I'm pretty sure it's like a $2 billion a year industry, I mean, yeah, I guess if it's going to cost a couple $1 million to send a few dogs off to early retirement, that, yeah, we shouldn't legalize marijuana at all. But similarly in Illinois, when the same thing was up, the cops there said that, hey, if you legalize marijuana, we're going to have to fucking kill all of our drug dogs. And anybody who pays attention to the news would know that, I mean, cops obviously want to kill dogs. And I think the problem they had with it is that they didn't get to shoot them. But I came up with a really good idea, honestly. So if you legalize marijuana, you can take all the drug dogs that were there previously and start just start this little side project. Has anybody ever been so high that they forgot where their pot was? So you set up a hotline, 1-800-DRUG-DOG, and you can call that, and then they'll bring the dogs by to sniff your pot out, and you don't have to fucking go and buy more pot. All right, thanks, y'all.
Alex Harris, everybody! There's to hoping you don't go to jail tomorrow, Alex. Give it up for him not going to jail. Maybe. Or maybe he will. And we probably won't care that much if he does. It'll be okay. Oh, wow, guys. Oh,